Hello everyone, my name is Andi Tenri Armeina. I'm from accounting major and today I will be presenting about my internship report at Lukmanul and Muslim Public Accounting Office. The objective of this report is first to fulfill the required courses, second, application of the subjects, third, gaining experience in the real world of work, fourth, gaining insight into the work of the auditor, fifth, preparing to be a qualified employee. The profile of Lukmanul and Muslim Public Accounting Office that is addressed at Nusira Building, ground floor, Jalan MT Haryono, Kaf 27, East Tebet, South Jakarta. The phone number is 021-2290-6925. The email is kaplukmanmuslim@gmail.com. We move to the history of Lukmanul and Muslim Public Accounting Office. Based on notarial deed number 7 that was made before Notary Nurbaiti Ismail SH MKN, Lukmanul and Muslim Public Accounting Office was established on August 20, 2021 by public accountant Lukmanul Hakim Rusdi. The main service performed by Lukmanul and Muslim Public Accounting Office is auditing. Apart from providing assurance services in the form of audits, Lukmanul and Muslim Public Accounting Office also provide non-assurance services, such as preparation of financial reports, tax reviews, tax refunds, preparation of annual reports, and preparation of strategic plans. The vision of Lukmanul and Muslim Public Accounting Office is to become a public accounting firm that has a good reputation, is highly integrated, professional, and has independence that can be relied upon in carrying out its assignments. The mission is 1. Participate in developing the country through profession and independence at the public accounting firm by applying the applicable terms and regulations so that they can be accepted by all parties. 2. Providing services of the highest quality to clients so that they are beneficial to users or stakeholders. Third, expanding the network through strategic partners or cooperating with the clients. The organizational structure of Lukmanul and Muslim Public Accounting Office. There is a managing partner and partner. Below it, there is manager and supervisor. There is marketing and administration. And then senior auditor. And lastly, there's junior auditor. Next, we move to the work that was assigned to the practitioner. The first work that was assigned to the practitioner is to prepare, fill, and take inventory of audit worksheet. To do this, first, the practitioner needs to prepare folders that will later become the home for the files related to worksheet and audit reports. Second, the practitioner needs to fill in the created folders with the corresponding file types. Lastly, the practitioner needs to take inventory of the results of worksheet and audit reports by printing the top schedule and audit reports and then putting the printed result into the opener. The opener that has been filled with inventory is given the name, logo, and title of the project being worked on in the top schedule and audit report. The second assignment is the practitioner required to make journal based on bank statement. To do this, the practitioner needs to first opening the Excel files that contains the journaling. Second, identify the types of transactions that occurs on the bank statement. Third, make journal entries for all transactions on the bank statement. Fourth, check the compatibility of the transactions that have been journalized with one of the bank statements. Next is making journals, making vouchers, and doing vouching. Before doing vouching, the practitioner is asked to make voucher first. The voucher that has been made, then printed, and vouching can be done. The steps in doing vouching is, first, the practitioner needs to open the Excel files which contains the journalizing. Second, match the voucher that has been made with the marked transactions on the statement. Third, looking for the supporting evidence of the transactions. Fourth, make sure that the balance on the voucher is in match with the supporting evidence. And lastly, if the voucher meets the criteria, the practitioner will give a check mark on the existing evidence. The fourth assignment that the practitioner needs to do is making bank confirmation letter. To do this, the practitioner needs to first open the client company's financial statement, file, and check the details on the cash and cash equivalent sections to find out which banks are associated with the client company and the amount of balance in each of these banks. Second, the practitioner needs to open a Word file that contains a bank confirmation letter template. Then fill in the data that needs to be completed on the template, such as letter number, purpose of the letter creation date, and act. The fifth assignment is to make a recap of annual tax return, value added tax or VAT, and input VAT invoices. First, the practitioner needs to identify the amounts of the VAT that is stated on the annual tax return. Second, look for the input VAT invoices according to the amount stated on the annual tax return. Third, record the tax invoice number, tax period, type of transaction, and transaction amount on the Excel file. Fourth, recap all tax invoices that have been recorded on the Excel file. And lastly, match the balance of the tax invoice recap with the balance in the annual tax return. And the sixth assignment that the practitioner needs to do is to make meeting minutes, interview minutes, and document handover minutes. First, the practitioner needs to do the meeting minutes. The step is, first, the practitioner needs to listen and pay close attention to the discussions held in the meeting. Second, make notes and important points that contained in the discussion. Third, arrange notes and important points that have been written before in a narrative form on Word. And lastly, the result of the finished narrative are on Word, then printed and submitted to the senior auditor to be checked before being approved by the manager and supervisor. Next is the practitioner needs to make interview minutes. To do this, first, the practitioner needs to listen and pay close attention to interviews conducted with clients. Second, records the day, date, time, place, and question asked to the client and answers that was given by the client. Third, if the notes are still handwritten, then the handwritten notes are retyped on Word. Fourth, the result of the interview notes that have been typed on Word, then printed and submitted to the senior auditor to be checked before being approved by the manager and supervisor. Next, the practitioner needs to make the document handover minutes. First, the practitioner needs to receive documents from clients or submitting documents to clients. Second, write down the information on Word format regarding the time, place, and what documents are received from or submitted to the client. Third, the result of the statement of submission or reception of documents that have been written on Word format, then printed and submitted to the senior auditor to be checked first before being approved by the manager and supervisor. This is the documentation on the direct participant of practitioner with senior auditors. Next, we move to the obstacles that practitioner encountered during the internship. First, there's the lack of practitioners' ability to operate the Excel program. Second, the lack of training before performing the task given to the practitioner. Third, the lack of tolerance for internship employees who are still studying and doing their responsibility towards the education institutions. So how do the practitioner overcome these obstacles? First, the practitioner study the formula instruction shortcuts in the Excel program. Second, the practitioner asks independently to the mentor about the task that will be performed by the practitioner and take notes on the given information. And third, the practitioner completes her responsibility that was given by the university when the practitioner is at home. Next, we move to the conclusion. So the conclusion of this internship is the implementation of the internship activities aim to prepare students to become qualified employees. Through internship activities, students are expected to gain various lessons and experiences that are useful for dealing with the real world of work. Lessons and experience that practitioner gains from the internship activities are: first, the practitioner gain general knowledge and insight on the real world of work. Second, the practitioner learn to deal with obstacles that occur when performing work, whether it's the obstacle that developed from the occupation itself, or the obstacles that appear outside of the occupations. Third, the practitioner learn to communicate and act at the work environment. Lastly, the recommendations for other practitioners. The other practitioners need to figure out the things that must be prepared and done, both before, after, and when doing the internship activities. And the other practitioner need to do a research for the location of the work practice activities at least 2 months before the implementation. And lastly, the other practitioners need to know foremost the background and profile of the agency or company chosen as the place to perform the internship activities or work practice activities. Next, a recommendation for FAUNJ. Please provide comprehensive briefing for students. Second, increasing the cooperation with companies, public accounting firms, and tax service offices. Third, knowing the background of the companies that cooperated with Jakarta State University before accepting work practice offers or internship offers, and sending students for work practice or internship to the place concerned. And fourth, inform the timeline for the work practice assembly or internship assembly earlier and clearly. And lastly, recommendation for Lukmanul and Muslim Public Accounting Office is first, improving the professionalism and integrity that has been embedded in the agency in carrying out work. And second, provide more guidance to internship employees so that they can perform the task assigned to the fullest. Okay, that's all for me. Thank you so much for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.